Bible. Let us continue with the story of Saul as the first king of Israel. The sin of Saul the selfish. 1 Samuel chapters 14 and 15. Saul was 30 years old when he became king. He gathered an army to defend the Israelites against Philistine raiders. Any strong or brave man was added to his fighters. After the great victory against the Philistines, Saul took courage and led his men against the enemy nations on all sides, against the Moabites and the Ammonites and the Edomites and the kings of Zobah, and again against the Philistines. In every battle, his men defeated their enemies. South of the country of the Israelites, there lived the tribe of the Amalekites, who were a great trial to Saul's people, because they raided all the farms and villages on the edge of the desert and stole and killed. One day, the prophet Samuel came to Saul with a special message from God. The king must lead his people against the Amalekites to destroy altogether with their cattle and everything they possessed. The Amalekites had been enemies of the Israelites since they attacked them on their way through the wilderness from Egypt and had kept on tormenting them ever since. Saul called together 210,000 foot soldiers and moved up to attack a large Amalekite town. Amongst the Amalekites lived the small tribe of the Kenites. To them, Saul sent the message that they should move to a safe place because they had helped the Israelites coming from Egypt and had remained friendly ever since. After they had gone, Saul's armies attacked the Amalekites and defeated them all the way from Havilah to Shur, near the Egyptian border, killing all that they found. But Saul did not altogether keep the commandment of the Lord which Samuel had brought to him. He preserved the life of Agag, king of the Amalekites, and also the best of the sheep and the cattle. It was only the worthless animals that he had destroyed. Now Samuel was not with the armies. Being an old man, he was going to follow them later. The Lord spoke to him, and how sad Samuel was to hear what was said. I regret that Saul was ever made king, because he has not kept my commandments. The whole of that night Samuel prayed for Saul and wept before the Lord. In the morning he went out to meet Saul. He was told that Saul had gone to Carmel to set up a monument in his own honor and had then gone on to Gilgal. And when Saul met the prophet, he was very proud of the victory they had won. May the blessing of the Lord be upon you, he said. I have done what the Lord commanded. But Samuel answered, What then is this bleating of sheep and lowing of cattle that I hear? And Saul said, We have brought them from the Amalekites. The people have spared the best cattle and sheep to offer them as a sacrifice to God. The rest we have destroyed altogether. Then Samuel said, Let me tell you what the Lord told me last night. When you thought nothing of yourself, He made you king over all Israel. Then He sent you on a journey and told you to destroy altogether the Amalekites. Why did you not obey? Why did you try to gather riches for yourself instead of destroying everything as God said? You speak of sacrifices. Do you think God is willing to receive them from you if you refuse to obey Him? To rebel against God is as bad as serving pagan gods. Because you have refused to listen to God's word, God has rejected you from being king. Saul felt very bad when he heard Samuel's words. He begged Samuel to forgive him and to go with him to worship God. But the prophet would not because the king had refused to heed God's commands. Then Saul took hold of Samuel's cloak and held on so tightly that the cloak tore. When that happened, Samuel said, "Just as you have torn away part of my cloak, so God has torn away the kingdom from you and has given it to a neighbor of yours who is better than you. God does not lie. What he has said, he will do. Be sure of that." Because Saul continued to plead with him not to shame him before all the people, Samuel did go up to worship with him. After that, he returned to his home in Ramah and never went to see Saul again. From that day forward, Samuel mourned for Saul.